Good morning everybody, welcome back to our channel, welcome back to another video. Joining you solo today again because Jack is actually away until this evening, and I just thought that I would film today because usually when Jack is away I go to my mum's because I don't like being here by myself. I don't know if anybody else has moved away from home and kind of like feels like that, but I just really don't enjoy being here by myself. I get really lonely. However, because we've literally just been on holiday and obviously still trying to kind of play catch up from that because we got back early hours of Sunday morning, I actually decided to not go to my mum's because Jack is in back this evening and just try and have a little bit of a wholesome solo day. And usually the thought of that really overwhelms me and I feel quite scared, to be honest, because I don't think people talk about it enough, but being like this far away from my family has had its challenges, it really has. And like I say, I tend to just kind of run away from my reality and then go back to my mum's. And it's not like I don't want to see my mum at all. I'm going to see her next week because it's her birthday. And I just didn't fancy basically getting behind of my life here, like essentially 3 weeks in a row for no real gain. And basically I just need to put my big girl pants on and just enjoy it, because actually the thought of having a Saturday to myself, you know, it's not going to come that often, and a lot of people would absolutely love to have that opportunity. So I'm embracing it and making the most of it. Basically, I don't know if anybody knows, if you've watched the channel, I don't know if I've really kind of said that much, but anyway, I used to do a gym class on a Wednesday, so I would do a spin class followed by body combat on Wednesdays. And I always used to find it really, really hard anyway, because anyone who's done spin will know that it's just quite a tough class to then have to do another very high aerobic class afterwards. It's tough. Anyway, long story short, the instructor has left the gym that does the spin and they haven't replaced him. And there aren't any other spin classes at that gym that I like. As you know, I trialled the one on a Thursday and I absolutely hated it. So it's probably been cancelled for about 4 weeks now, and I have just literally 2 times, I've worn them twice before the spin instructor left, just bought some spin shoes. And because I've put the cleats on them, I can't take them back, and I want to do a spin class a week, hence why I started it in the first place. So I've basically been on the hunt trying to find a spin class that I can do, but to no such luck. However, when I was at the gym the other day, the instructor on Mondays was saying that there's a launch of the Les Mills classes at a different gym today, and it just suddenly dawned on me, why have I not looked at that gym to see whether or not they do a spin at the weekend? Because for me, like I say, doing the other class on a Wednesday was not really ideal anyway, but I'm kind of missing something in my life here at weekends, because at my mum's I would go and do body combat there because that's my home from home class, like the class that I did when I lived with my mum, like it's what I've done for years and years and years. Anyway, long story short, I found that they do a spin class at 9:30 at this other gym till 10:30 supposedly, but I really hope it isn't an hour long, because I just find that spin, it should be no more than 45 minutes in my opinion. It's just like, by 45 minutes you're just so over it. Anyway, so I'm doing that this morning. However, because I've never gone before, I don't know the situation with parking. There is this launch situation going on at the gym, so obviously the car park's probably going to be busier than usual. So my aim is to leave here at about 20 to 9 to give me, you know, about half an hour to get there. It says it's only 25 minutes away, but I have been told by many sources that the road that I have to go on is very busy on Saturdays. So that's not looking good, is it? Anyway, so that's my plan this morning. So as you see, I've just stripped my and Jack's bed because obviously we were away. So the house hasn't been cleaned for a couple of weeks properly, and it is, trust me, it is in dire need of it. So I thought that I would change the bed today. And then as I was stripping the bed, I realised that when Jack had his accident in France, sounds like he's like pooed himself. When he had his bike crash in France, obviously he got a lot of gashes, like cuts and whatever. Anyway, he has basically bled onto the waterproof mattress protector underneath. So I've stripped that. I have changed it since, so he must have done it since I last changed the bed, which sounds really disgusting, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm washing it now, so it doesn't matter. And then I'll remake the bed later. And probably just try and do a little bit here and there of cleaning so that it's not such a daunting task tomorrow. Because, like I say, Jack is back. He is currently on his off season, so he isn't cycling as much as he once was. However, he did break the really sad news to me that he was going to start training again from, I think it's next week. At least he was off on a holiday, so that was nice. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna have some breakfast. By the way, apologies for the state of me. I literally just woke up like this. But yeah, I'm just gonna get some breakfast, and then I'm going to, I just did my drink. I have electrolytes in my drink, but basically it's unflavoured electrolyte, which tastes absolutely diabolical. So just have it with a little bit of squash. So I'll take that with me. I'm really dehydrated this morning. I don't think I drank, well, I know I didn't drink enough last night after work, because I basically tried a new approach yesterday of going food shopping after work, because I'm now in the office on Fridays. So I went to Aldi after work, and yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted, put it that way. It was challenging to say the least, because every man and his dog seemed to be there. And then ended up having to go to another shop, and I just thought I've literally spent my entire Friday evening going to the shops, which is not unusual. We do that anyway. But yeah, anyway, just quick updates around the house for you, because I just can't sit still. I get itchy feet, especially when Jack's away. So, story time on this in a minute. But basically, I don't know if anybody remembers or if we even said, but we got the sideboard and the coffee table. I need to make sure I'm not going to be late. A couple of years ago, obviously, when we moved in, and the coffee table got damaged by the smallest amount. Literally, there was like a little chip. But we took out insurance, so we obviously claimed. And they gave us a new coffee table and sideboard. And we've tried to sell it, and it just hasn't gone well. So we've decided to keep both items for our future house, which we don't know when we're going to be moving to that. So yeah, you know, we're in it for the long haul. Anyway, the coffee table used to be here, and the sideboard obviously used to be the other way. And the sideboard used to have all of Jack's trophies on it. And it just used to stress me out how cluttered it was here, because it was like you had the coffee table that stuck out, and then you couldn't actually see the sideboard with all the trophies on anyway, but they were kind of crammed on. So it annoyed me. So the other day I swapped it round, and I've got this blanket over the box of the coffee table, so it's not such an eyesore, and I've tried to incorporate it in the room a little bit more. Obviously it still sticks out like a sore thumb, but I just think that's a little bit better. And then I've just decluttered the sideboard. I've moved some of my autumnal stuff over there, and I think that looks much better. I've also decluttered the actual sideboard itself, although we wouldn't think it. And then basically this is Jack's display cabinet. So the trophies are going to go in here, but it needs to be attached to the wall, because it's always looked like this, but we've never had anything in it that's been that heavy. So now obviously it's going to have trophies in that are heavier. We need to fix it to the wall, and then the trophies can go in there. So then he's got his hats, his little display of all his cars, and he's got actually another 2 that he bought the other day. Trophies, his other helmet he's currently got with him at the moment. Helmets. And then these used to be on the bottom, but basically I'm going to put them on the top of the cabinet. Again, I really wish in hindsight I'd have seen if they did a taller one. But anyway, so that's that. Just done that. I don't mind the washing there. I need to put that away. And then I've decluttered these slightly, although like I say, you wouldn't think it. So this is our mosaic from, these are our mosaics from Cyprus. So I have a plan for those, or had a plan. Anyway, I've changed these back to 3 and 3 because I just felt like 4 was a little bit cramped, though I don't love this one here because I just feel like it needs something else like long. So maybe I'll even put that Tenerife sign down there, I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. And then in here, I'll quickly give you a rundown whilst I'm making my breakfast, otherwise I'm going to be late. So as you will know, there was our wooden shoe racks, because I was basically saying it was annoying me having to go upstairs to get my shoes and blah blah blah. And whilst that is still the case, the shoe racks did live there probably for the last 3 weeks until last night. And then I was speaking to my brother, and basically, oh, that was close, I nearly cut my finger off. To be fair, I might just put these in the microwave for a little bit or something. Anyway, I was speaking to him to see what would be possible and what sort of size said unit would have to be. Because I was going to buy one, but I couldn't buy one that was going to fit Jack's shoes, and that is the problem that we have with that current setup. They don't fit Jack's shoes. Anyway, we came to the decision that at the minute, what I have proposed to do isn't going to work. So, me being me, the impulsive person that I am, I basically just put it all back to how it was. So the shoe racks are now back in the wardrobes, and that is obviously back how it is, although I still don't love that area. But I really don't know what I want to do with that area just yet. So, yeah. Jack honestly probably thinks, well, he definitely thinks I'm a lunatic. And I am. I just, you know, you just get itchy feet and you just start fiddling, and then you have these ideas and it's like, oh, what about this, what about that, blah, 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 blah. And then next thing you know, you've rearranged the whole house. Yeah, well, that's me pretty much all the time. I think, obviously, this is going to sound ridiculous, and we're very, very lucky, very grateful with obviously the space that we have here. But don't let it fool you, because actually the kitchen isn't that big. We don't have that much storage in here, I've said that before. And obviously the living room is a very good size, but all the bedrooms are quite small. So it does make things a little tricky when it comes to trying to store things. You know, like for example, my clothes don't fit in our bedroom, so they have to go in the spare bedroom and things like that. Anyway, I digress. Basically, I had a mad 5 minutes last night, put it all back to how it was, but obviously I haven't really cleaned up after myself properly. But like I say, the house needs a clean anyway. So, that's that. A very long-winded introduction. Hope you guys are well, hope you guys enjoy, and I'm going to go to my spin class. I'll let you know how it is afterwards, and then we can spend the day together. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Hello, friends. I am now back. It's now 20 to 12. Just put another load of washing on. So annoying because I'm doing white, and obviously as you can see I'm wearing a white top, and in my gym bag I had my white sports bra, which is very sweaty, so that's really annoying. But never mind, I can't do anything about it now. I'll just have to just chuck it in with the darts and hope for the best. Or hand wash it. Could hand wash it, but I always find when you hand wash things, obviously then it like holds so much more water. So then it almost needs to go on a spin cycle, and I'm not going to put it on a spin cycle for one item. Anyway, back from the gym. Lowdown. Class was okay. Class was good, actually. Class was good. Music was good, and I always think that with something like a spin class, music being good is like a make or break situation. It was so much better than either of the classes that I've done in my local gym. However, minus point, 1 hour of work, 1 hour 5 total class time. So it's a really long gig. And I think I said before, spin classes for me, 40-45 minutes of work is ample. You don't need any longer than that, and it's just unnecessary. So yeah, about 45 minutes in, I was ready to call it a day, to be honest with you. Like, I've reached that point where I'm like, yeah, I'm happy, I've had a good workout. So would I do it again? Yes. Would I do it every week? No. because, well, many reasons. One, obviously, once a month I try and go back to my mum's, or once every 6 weeks, so can't go every week for that reason. Two, I left the house at 9:15, it's now 12:45. It's taken me 3 hours all in all. Obviously I had a wash, which makes it a bit longer. I could just come straight home, but like half the day's gone. And it's fine because I've got a day for myself today, so there's, you know, nothing to rush home for per se. But Jack and I would like to do a little bit more going into the winter, autumn or winter. So it's just like half the day's gone. Anyway, one of the other options that I had, sorry, I hope you can hear me in terms of making a cup of coffee. One of the other options that I have is to potentially look into getting a Zwift ride, I think it's called. So Jack's got the kicker bike because he's just a lunatic. But shortly after he got the kicker bike, they brought out the Zwift ride, which is basically, I think, a static bike with a turbo trainer, which is really annoying because he had a turbo trainer and he sold it literally probably like a year ago. Anyway, they brought it out, and I think all in all it would be about £1,000 to be set up with the equipment, and then you have the subscription of Zwift, which I think Jack said is about, he said 13 or 18 or something like that. So let's just say between £15 and £20 a month subscription, or you can do it for a year. And they do obviously like different workouts and stuff. I always liked the idea of a spin class because you're getting out of the house. Obviously I'm in a hybrid role, so I work from home and I work in the office. So for me, getting out of the house was like important to make sure that I got that social interaction. However, now I'm going in the office an extra day, so I'm actually at home less, and I do my classes on Mondays and Wednesdays anyway. So actually the only day that I wouldn't have human interaction is a Thursday. However, I still go to the gym on a Thursday, although I didn't go this Thursday. So it's like that side of it isn't necessarily like imperative. What is a very important thing for me is time, because you can't put a price on your time is priceless. And if I had something like that at home, obviously it could go in the gym. I could get up, say on a Saturday or even a Sunday or even a Friday night, break the rules, and go and do a 40, 45 minutes, even an hour workout. But I'm at home, so it's literally only going to take an hour of my time, plus then a wash, rather than the commute to the gym and back, plus the class. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, it's annoying that you have to do the subscription, like, because Jack has a subscription, but they won't do like a family plan or anything like that, because they're very crafty, because they know they can get more money out of their users if you just have to pay individually. So it's something to consider for sure. But what I'd like to do first of all is actually do a workout on Jack's kicker bike with the Zwift setup to see if the workouts that are on offer are even something that I would like. Because it's like, if the workouts on Zwift are similar to the workout today, then to me it's a no-brainer. Yes, it's going to cost me an extra £20 a month, but if it means that I can do it every week on a day that suits me, then happy days. But anyway, it's just all things to consider. Oh God, what have I got? So yeah, all things to consider basically. But I'm pleased I've done it. I've burnt a hell of a lot of calories off, so I need to make sure I drink lots and lots of water. I'm not doing very well so far because the fountain that was there was like one of those, it wasn't really a fountain, and it said that the water was cool, but it was not. It was lukewarm. That's just not right. Anyway, so I'm just having a little bit of Greek yogurt just to tide me over till lunchtime. And I'm going to have some protein powder in it as well, because why not? So yeah, so I've just put the load of washing out that I put on before I went, and now I've just put another load on like I said, because it's very, very windy out there, so hopefully it should dry nicely. I messed up massively, to be honest with you, because I should have, not that you can, but I put my duvet cover in the wash first instead of that bottom sheet. And I have other duvet covers, but I don't have any other waterproof mattress protectors. So I should have washed that first, really, but never mind. So I've had to put this on as a half load, which is annoying because my washing machine doesn't have a half load option, so yeah. Anywho, I'm doing this. I was going to go to town later on and have a little mooch around the shops. But yeah, it's like 10 to 12 now. The washing machine has got 1 hour. Obviously I want to have lunch and things because there's nothing worse than going shopping when you're hungry. So I might venture out maybe a little bit later on, maybe like, I need to check what time the shop shut, but maybe like 3 o'clock, maybe. Have a little browse on the shop. I literally had a little bit of my banana this morning, so I'm going to have the rest of it now. In this. That bit's on it. No. So yeah, I've got a little bit of a headache, to be honest, because the changing rooms were so hot at the gym and I couldn't find the water fountain initially, so I didn't rehydrate immediately. So I need to get on that. I might even have to put another electrolyte in there. Possibly. We do have some electrolyte tablets because I don't like to keep drinking squash all the time. But I've got my little pot of protein yogurt, a banana, my coffee, and my water, and I'm just going to eat this actually in the lounge on the sofa because why not? I'm home alone. I break the rules. Hi everyone, it is a few hours since I last spoke to you and boy have I been busy. I just can't sit still. It's actually a problem. I've just run down the stairs. So basically, as you would have seen just this morning, I put the hallway back to how it was with the little unit here, which we still needed to raise higher. However, if I'm being completely honest, by raising it higher, it's not really going to change much because it was still only going to be 4 drawers, and in an ideal situation, I'd like something wider that was a little bit taller and had extra storage for all of our junk. So I basically have for a while actually tried to put it elsewhere in the house, however it won't fit. So I was going to put it under the sink here, but it was too tall. Literally by the smallest amount it was too tall. So I dismantled it because I got it for free anyway from someone down the estate, and basically put a desperate plea on the residence page if somebody had a skill saw to cut it down to put it in here. So as you can see, it is now 1 drawer shorter, so I've literally just adapted the height of it and it's now in here. And what I'm actually now thinking is I think that looks pretty cool, not gonna lie, clearly not that. So I'm thinking I need to try and find another one of these, or potentially buy another one of these because it needs to be the exact same, and do the same thing with it. Criminal if I have to buy it brand new, cutting it down. Not so upsetting if I get it secondhand on Facebook Marketplace like this one. But it obviously needs to look exactly the same in terms of the bottom and everything. So anyway, get another one and put it here. And then obviously I'll just have 2 spare drawers. But for the minute I've just put Barney's harness and leads and stuff in that one, just because I'm trying to figure out what to do. I am debating possibly taking this off the wall anyway. Again, I've debated it for a while purely because when it's wet, the towel, sorry, that's for the hand towel, it just goes against the wall, it then doesn't dry. So I thought I could either put it on the radiator like that or get one of the little things, you know, or even just move that. I'm thinking that's adhesive on, I'm not sure, but even move that here, possibly, not sure, so that it actually dries above the radiator. But yeah, anyway, so I have another unit there rather than getting an under the sink cabinet because I feel like the storage in that is absolutely terrible. Just get another one of these here. So we've got our head torches in there, we've got hats, we've got gloves. Then if we had another one, we could have Barney's leads and harness, Barney's coats, and then our waterproof trousers. And then it's kind of like all of our winter walking gear in one place. And then our coats are still up there. The only thing I'm not sure though what to do is with that now, because that lived here. Obviously for the moment it can go back there. I've put the bin there. These really trigger me, and to be honest with you, yeah, they're just annoying. I might put them back over there where they were. That's toilet roll holder, which obviously needs topping up with toilet roll. But when I clean the house, I'll do all of that. So then, yeah, I think that is pretty good, personally. So now I'm back to the drawing board with this area and thinking, I don't know if I mentioned, but basically, I've only got my shoes in here at the minute. Jack doesn't know that. All his shoes are upstairs. But it's just not the best storage solution. It's good because it's nice and slimline, but for me and Jack, it's just not the best. Anyway, so originally, obviously we were going to build a unit here, blah, 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 blah. And then I had that little drawer unit here, which is now in there, and I didn't know where to put it, but we needed it because it had all the good stuff in it. But now it's in there. Now I'm thinking back to my original plan of buying the shoe unit from literally anywhere online, Wilko, the range, like literally anywhere. And it's got upright slats or horizontal slats. I need to decide which one I want. But anyway, it will go in this space. It's 114 wide, so it will be probably about there, maybe. It will stick out slightly further than that, but that's not a problem, I don't think. And then I can have my shoes in the double bit, and then Jack's shoes can go on the right hand bit, because the reason I think I was saying is Jack's shoes are too deep. However, if they went in this single bit on here, they could go that way rather than that way, and then they would fit and he could have 5 pairs downstairs, whereas at the minute in that unit he only had 2 or 3 pairs, so he would gain more storage as well. It's then obviously slightly longer, the thing. I'd have to vinyl wrap the top of it like I did with the little unit in the downstairs toilet, because I'd want it to have the oak effect to match the obviously the unit that's there currently, although that'll be going, but the radiator cover, because I wrapped that. But anyway, point I'm making is then I could have obviously a nice selection of shoes down here. Jack could have a nice selection of shoes. We then wouldn't need that little drawer unit in the hallway, because it's now under the stairs in the under the sink in the downstairs toilet. And I feel like then I might have itched the scratch that has been there. Possibly. Well, at least with that setup. The kitchen is still something that just winds me up. But I just don't think that will ever change, to be honest with you. But yeah, so that is basically that, to be honest. So that's what I've been doing. I've been watching some YouTube. There's the aftermath of the little project. Basically the neighbour from next door came round in the end, which was really nice. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go out in a second and go to B&M, Home Bargains. I need to go to TK Maxx because I need to take back a neck cushion that my mum didn't end up using. Mum went on holiday and she doesn't want it. Need to get some supplements, and I did want to get some compost. I need to sort out the greenhouse. I've just got so much to do, but I just can't be bothered because it's just terrible weather. And it's like I've got washing that I did have out, and then it started raining, so I might just put it in the tumble dryer. But if I'm going to go out, I can't really put it in the tumble dryer until I get back. It's all a nightmare. But yeah, I just thought that I would check in with you and let you know what I've been getting up to. Not so much, like not that much, to be honest. I've literally just had a ham and cheese chia-batter because I wasn't hungry after I had my protein yogurt, but I've been feeling a little bit squiffy the last hour or so. So I thought if I am going to go out, I need to eat something because I need to drive. So it will obviously be dangerous to drive feeling a bit ill. So yeah, I basically have just chewed your ear off for 7 minutes about not that much, but the house is still an absolute tip everywhere else. Okay then team, it is now probably a couple of hours later again because I didn't take you with me, but I've literally just got back from the shop. It is 2 minutes to 6 and Jack is going to be home at 6:20, so he's going to be home in 20 minutes. You're a little bit low there. Let's put you up there. Lovely, so just thought I'd give you a quick haul of things that I just picked up. So Home Bargains first, some omega-3 fish oil tablets because we ran out this week. So those. Only had one pack of apple cider vinegar tablets. That's really annoying, so we'll have to share those, but one is better than none. And then I picked up some more turmeric and black pepper capsules. Pretty sure they've changed the packaging because these are not what they usually look like. But anyway, I then got some tombstones for Halloween because I just can't resist. They're just plastic, they were 99p each. One says turn back and the other one just says beware. And basically we were going to get some of these last year, but they were polystyrene from Amazon, and I decided, nah, that's rubbish. And I saw these and I thought, hey, why not? So I got these for our little Halloween collection. We also got a spider's web last year as well, and I did pick up a dangling skeleton and pumpkin, and their eyes lit up, but only one of the eyes lit up on the pumpkin, and the skeleton had a broken leg, and there was no others. So that was really annoying because they were $4.99 each, and I thought they'd be really cool to dangle from our little like porch. That's not the porch, like the canopy out the front of our house. So I'll be on the lookout for them. So I got those. Then from B&M I got 3 packs of these velvet bows because I really wanted some of these last year, but by the time I decided to get them they were sold out, so I thought I'd get in there early this year. So I've got 18 because there's 6 per one, and I got a new Christmas tree last year, so when Homebase were having their closing down sale I managed to pick up a new Christmas tree, 7-foot one I think it was, for really cheap. And I'd like to do our Christmas tree slightly different this year, so I got those basically. And I got our mouthwash, but really annoyingly one of them's got like a hole in it somewhere, I don't know where, but it keeps leaking everywhere, and it's so annoying because if I saw where the hole was it would be fine, but I just can't. But it's fine because we decant it out anyway, so it's not a problem. I then went to Dunelm and I picked up another waterproof mattress protector because obviously whenever I have that issue where something has gone through, like Jack with his blood on the thing, I then can't remake the bed until I've washed and dried the mattress protector, and it's really annoying. So I just thought I'd get a spare, and then it saves any of this hassle in the future. Obviously I'm going to wash it first, so I won't put it on today, but it's just handy to have in the cupboard. So that was that. I got some frozen fruit from Aldi, and I've literally just got out from outside as well Jack's new watch because his watch was broken. So yeah, I've literally got 19 minutes to try and make this house look a little bit more presentable before Jack gets back. Otherwise he's going to be like, what on earth have you been doing since I've been gone? And I just need to do a little bit of washing up and just prep dinner and tidy up from my lunch, because one thing about me is I'm a little bit of a messy pup. But anyway, Jack can come on and check in with you guys in a bit. So that is the update from me. I had a really nice day actually. A bit busier than I would have liked to. Obviously, had I not done the spin class, I potentially would have trained at home or trained at the gym or even done the part run and been back much earlier. But one thing about me is I can't really sit still for that long if I have something on my mind. Like currently, obviously, I have the shoe saga on my mind, hence why I ended up doing all that little project earlier. But yeah, that is that. Tonight for dinner we're having chicken tacos. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna tidy up the kitchen, put all this lot away, and then wait for Jack to come back. I just need to get some horticultural grit next week to put on top of these, just to stop them from basically getting waterlogged. So they're my 4 hyacinth bulbs, obviously typical. Now I can't remember which colour's which, but it doesn't really matter. And I just need to sort out this lot because that one got blown over in the storm and obviously got emptied out, so I just need to make sure that's still good.
I live with a professional groundskeeper, so I let her mow the lawn because she's very good at it. We're all about equal opportunities in this house. Just because I'm the man doesn't mean I have to mow the lawn.